Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, Wednesday, wherever you are in this world. So, I am so excited to be talking to Kelly Geisler Wilson. Yay! Love talking to her. Energy is so high. And as you see, what we've called this is Women, Are You Struggling to Meet Your Business Goals? So, my name is Hala Citron with I Am Creative and Express Yourself Publishing, and I'm just so excited to have this conversation. I'm just going to dive right in and say, Kelly, how can you help?
Well, let me introduce myself first, just so everyone knows who's this
We
Kelly
should
chick.
start that. Yes. Sorry, everybody.
So, hi everyone. I'm Kelly Geisler Wilson, also known as the Butterfly Guide, and I really support heart-centered female entrepreneurs from transforming from being the doers of their business to the leaders of their business, and that is blending strategies and tactics with heart wisdom and energy alignment to create businesses that are a true and authentic representation of who you are. So today you just asked me, like, how do we meet our goals and stop the struggle? And so I'm going to answer one way. And if you work with me long enough, again, we do business tactics and strategies, but we also do heart alignment and soul alignment and energy alignment. This is what I call business coherence. So my answers today aren't going to be in the tactics and strategies sector. This is really about the other elements of that coherence. And one of the things that block us, first of all, is when we create goals and a vision for our business. So, Hollis, I'm sure you have 6 month and a 1 year vision for your business and probably a 5 year vision of your business. We all do, right? We know where we're driving our business forward. And when we do that from the mind instead of the heart, we are actually very limiting ourselves. And let me explain. The mind is a great processor, but it is not a decision maker. And the reason being is because all of our limiting beliefs live up here. All those things that make us shrink, that make us play a little bit smaller, that don't think that we're good enough, that don't think that we can do it or we have the skill or the experience or the expertise to do something, that all lives up here. And so if you're visioning and creating goals from here, you're going to actually limit yourself and stop yourself. What I like to do is connect you with your heart, and your heart is a portal of your soul. And if we really move from your soul's wisdom and guidance, this is your soul's purpose. This is your dharma. You've heard this before. Then we are taking that aligned, or we're creating an aligned vision of something that you were always designed to be. We're just bringing it to life now. So we're setting a North Star that is in alignment with our soul's purpose. And that North Star shines brightly and highlights the path forward. So I have three other ones, but I'm going to pause here because I can talk and talk and talk.
You see, everybody, this is why I got so excited and just forgot for her to even introduce herself and just was like, tell us. So I want to just remind everybody, please put any questions or comments in the chat where we can see them, and Kelly and I can respond to them there. So I'm appreciating what you're saying right now. Some things that have really resonated is the heart and soul alignment. That the heart is the portal to the soul. And I know we're going to get into masculine and feminine. It's everybody. There really is this shedding of this belief, like living up here. Yes, we need to have structure. Yes, we need to, but we don't have to know the how all the time. There's what we're going towards, and we might pivot along the way. Pivots. I know for me, I can say, and I'm not sure about you, Kel, there's been lots of pivoting going on. It's just like boom, boom, boom. But there's a greater, bigger goal that we're going towards, but there's not like a straight line to get there.
So you just nailed it. So the masculine is linear, the feminine is very nonlinear. And yeah, let me just pause for a second and say, I'm all about doing business differently. We have all been there. If you went to college, if you've, worked in corporate, it is a hyper masculine environment. It's linear, it's driven, it's power, it's control, and all of this other stuff. And really, humanity is shifting. The paradigm is shifting towards the feminine. Now, I want to correct this. It's not about repressing the masculine, and it's not about just being in our feminine. The yin and yang actually show us this, so that we've always meant to support one another. And so it's about blending the both of them The feminine is very non-linear. And so what that means is if you set goals, those heart aligned goals, and if you take a linear path, you might have missed the best things on the route, right? Like, let's just say that you're going from here to Chicago. I live in Milwaukee, so let's just make that a little bit easier. Here to New York. And I just was so uber focused that I forgot to look that I passed Chicago. I passed all these other things. And all that I was concerned about was getting to New York. Instead, if we listen to our intuition, if we listen to what's emerging, and if we're noticing that what's filling in, we are being guided by this most beautiful path going forward. Now, let me just explain this. And this is going to hit home really nicely hard. So I am working with a client right now who is struggling with her visibility, of really bringing all of her to the table, because she has been taught for so long that she has to hide the best parts of her. I mean, raise your hand. And I think all of us can raise our hand that has been our story. And so she's really working with me and in my group and my mentorship group to bring the best parts of her. And what could that look like in her services? And you know what she was guided to do? And I hope this is okay to say, but we're going to say this, to do a bra fitting. And so she got, for the first time ever, a bra that fits her. And she is now showing up differently. She is more visible, more confident, more supported. But that is an example of the nonlinear approach, because she knew exactly that's my next step. And so she did that next step, and it changed her whole confidence level to talk about herself. Like, who knew? You could not have put that in a project plan, a linear project plan.
No, you couldn't.
So that's another. So when we talk about the 4 things that block us, one of them is creating from the mind instead of the heart. The next one is really not taking aligned action. So how many times have we created a North Star and we're heading this way, right? We've declared this is where I want to go in my business, but we show up every single day heading south instead of north. Right. I've heard from a lot of people, I get distracted, I get diffused, I'm too focused. Well, there are some tactics and strategies that you can implement to, create your priorities, create your North Star, and get really, really disciplined. If something else comes up, put it on a piece of paper so you can forget about it. Here's a tactical tip. I'm a certified project manager. I know how to make really beautiful, very detailed, gigantic project plans. When I run my business, I have 3 sections. I have the most simplistic, because I believe technology should work for you, not against you. 3 sections: my coming in hot tasks, my on the back burner tasks, and my simmering tasks. And I focus on my coming in hot tasks. And if it's like simmering, that's like in the next couple of weeks. But if I have something that comes in hot, I need to prioritize that. I need to look at what is my capacity? What do I need to shuffle? Not just continue to add to, my effort without increasing my capacity, because that's how we get overwhelmed. But always saying, is this going to reach me? Is this going to drive me towards my goals? Or is this going to distract me from my goals? So taking that aligned action and having a plan. So you have this wonderful idea, because we all have wonderful ideas. We're not meant to act on every idea, and we're certainly not meant to act on them all the time at once. So let's create a little process to write them down, forget about them, put them on the back burner, and then just move on. And when you're doing your 60, 90, 30, 60, 90-day goal setting, you can look at them. Do I want to work on this? Do I have energy? Do I have effort? Is it leading towards my 1-year plan? Yes, no. And then, and then adjust accordingly. So that goes into my number 3. Lack of daily success habits. So again, I offer very small daily success habits, which is, where am I headed today? And revisiting that North Star. Because I don't know about you, I mean, so much happens after work and with my kiddos, and I go to sleep and I wake up, I'm like, what am I doing today? Well, A, I look at my project plan, am I coming in hot tasks so that I know what I'm working on? But B, I orientate to my North Star every single morning so that my energy is focused. There's a lot, you've all heard of law of attraction. There's a law of attention. We know that to be true because of the power of prayer. We know that to be true of, I think it was like Dr. Emoto, and don't quote me wrong and don't think bad, but that trial he did of talking to water in a loving way and a not so loving way.
Yeah.
I mean, that is all about energetic vibration, all about refocusing our energy and how it impacts. So where's your energy focused every day? Is it on the path that you really want to head, or is it headed in a completely different way? So
Yeah.
there's beautiful practices you can do, which one of them is just reading your goals every morning so that you're orientating towards your North Star. We always want to be taking aligned direction towards our North Star with daily success habits. I'm also a huge fan of breathing in the morning. And that sounds funny, but if you're doing a lot, you're a
Yeah.
shallow breather.
Yeah.
It is so
So true.
fascinating to adopt a breathwork practice. I'm a certified breathwork facilitator, and here's a really cool thing. 5 minutes a day can have transformational results in your business
Yeah.
because you're creating more space. And watch me, I'm sitting back. Sitting back is in receptivity. So if you're going, it's like going out of a fire hose and you're pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. That is the more of the very strong masculine energy, the doing. But when we shut off that valve, we sit back and we allow finally that stuff to receive. And what might we want to receive in our business? Money, clients, support, ideas, intuition, that intuitive guidance that all creates space to receive. So I'm going to pause again because my number one tip is my favorite, but I'm talking a lot. So I'm handing it back to you again.
No, I'm just taking in. I'm taking in. And again, I want to remind anybody who's here, please put any questions or comments. I think what you're bringing up is so important too about even the breath work.
Mhm.
And because the breath work and everything, as soon as you said you sit up straighter and you open up, like
Yep.
my body just immediately followed because I noticed I was kind of leaning in because I'm also
Yep.
listening and I want to take in.
Yep.
But when you there is there's that understanding that the physical matches what your body is physically doing, and how you were holding yourself is everything about emotional, spiritual, it's everything.
Yep.
It's if you're going like this, then you're closing and you're gripping and you're
Yep.
closing everything off, body language. I mean, all of that. You could go
Yeah.
into a
And
huge
if you're
topic.
hustling, you're pushing and pushing and pushing, well, it doesn't give much to come to you. That doesn't give an opportunity to come to you. So how can you
Yeah.
create space? And leaning back is in a receptivity, right? Breath work. You can do, I have a breath work. I tend to operate naturally in my masculine. So I do a lot of practices to put me in my feminine. And I have to be intentional about balancing my masculine and feminine, my doing and my being. So I focus more on practices with there because I'm an Aries. I'm a manifesting generator in human design. I am designed to go and to go fast. I can do a lot. So I have to support myself in the feminine. And so I
Mhm.
do breathwork practices or I lean back. And you're right, Hollis. We are taught in business, we're taught in school. If you're really interested in a person, you would sit like this, right? That is actually blocking the receptivity. So I had to learn, like even in my coaching conversations or my sales calls, to sit
Yeah.
back, to receive, what is transacting here and what is going on.
I think
So,
that
yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I just have to say, I think that's just for people. These tidbits that you're giving are huge.
Yeah.
They're like life changing, business just changing.
Yep.
So that little nugget, everybody, I really want you to just realize, how are you holding yourself? Are you open to receiving, or are you closing yourself off?
Yep. And I'm just going to use example or to just prove the point and give proof. The first time I hit a 10K month in my business, I did two things differently. One, I let go of something that didn't light me up. So that was energetic alignment. And I did a daily breathwork practice. That's the only thing I changed in my business. And then I started hitting consistent 10K months. Then I knew I was calling in at a 20K month and I was playing with this. And I did that whole, oh my gosh, well, actually, what I was doing was I was planting a lot of seeds with leads, right? Like I never go for the close on the sales call. I always allow them to think about it, to noodle on it, because that is what's energetically correct for me, according to my human design. So I'm not going to make other people make snap decisions. It's not, that's not in alignment with me.
Right.
And that is how I support you. But then I realized I was doing all this stuff through my hose and I went, I'm not receiving. And so I just like walked away from business doing, I leaned back, I was doing breath, I was playing, and I called in my first 20K month. Like it works. It works. And I just wanted to share that because it works. And these are tiny things that can make a big difference. So the next one, and you're seeing it too, and you know I love visuals, and Hollis and I can get really creative together.
Yes.
So think of an iceberg, right? And I don't know what the numbers are, but let's just say 20% of the iceberg is above water and 80% is below water. So the above water is your business tactics and strategies, how your business is operating, how it's connecting with people, your marketing, your branding, all of that other stuff. So there's definitely a place for all of that. And so please no one hear me saying that I'm, repressing the masculine. That is not. I'm all about blending both of them. But let's go under the water and let's look at what is driving, what is all in that iceberg below the water. So energetic alignment is one of them that we've already talked about. Heart wisdom is another one. But in my opinion, one of the other best things you can do about for yourself as an entrepreneur is develop mindset mastery. Because no matter what you do or how you show up or talk and work on all of those other skills or alignment, if your beliefs that are often extremely subconscious and hidden are not in alignment, so your beliefs inform your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, and your outer experiences. If that is not in alignment, which is coherence, if that is not in alignment, you could be doing all the right things and still struggling to reach your goals. Thus, the little ticker on the bottom, right? You're hitting a glass ceiling that no matter what you're doing, you just can't break that glass ceiling. If you are struggling to hit your goals and no matter what you're doing, you are trying to hit your goals and it doesn't work, you likely have mindset that is basically going against everything that you're about. And there's no shame in this. And we really work on it from an empowered place. We learned and we developed our mindset from a very early age, from our early influences, from our parents, from our culture, from society, from childhood, you name it. We are influenced, and that's how our beliefs get conditioned or created. But the really cool thing is, you learned them once, you can unlearn it and relearn something else. It's just about rolling up the sleeves, going below the iceberg, identifying and really transforming those beliefs so they're in alignment with what you are up to.
Just letting it, I'm taking the pause and letting it sink in. Because I don't know about everybody else, but yeah, being totally transparent, I can totally relate to the mindset work. It is because you get kind of like, well, why? Well, why? Well, why? Why isn't it working? I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, but it is the doing, doing.
Yeah.
And this, oh my gosh, this up here, we get so much in our heads.
Yeah. And so I had left corporate. I had a very successful, well-paying corporate career in business and in IT. And I had these very interesting experiences that I ended up becoming smaller and smaller and more silent and more silent. So one of the first things I did working in as an entrepreneur was believing I had something valuable to say. And look at me now. Like, I'm really excited in this conversation. I had to fight really hard to believe and to transform my mindset. And I didn't have all the tools that I have now. And that's one of the reasons that led me to creating this, right? Of I have something important to say. I have something valuable to say. And really believing that. I was shunned in corporate. I had someone, a VP, hold their hand up in a meeting, say, Kelly, shut up, and ask someone else for the information that it was my project that I was running. I was the owner of the project. So, I mean, so I had some rework to do, reprogramming to do in myself, visibility. If you're free to be seen, I had talked with the women that are in my mentorship program. Some of them are, well, if I ask them for money, I'm taking away money from them instead of really, and so, and maybe, health is a luxury item. And why would they want to do that when they spend their money elsewhere? That's a belief that we work through. That is an absolute belief. I had another woman that said, you mean, Kelly, I can make money just by being me and combining the best parts of me? Because she was told for many years that she couldn't bring these parts of herself to business. It could only be one way. Like, you can absolutely make money being you. So these are all just examples of the beliefs that are driving our bus, that are creating the story. And my other if I can leave you all with one really important tip, because I see this a lot with the people I work with. But Kelly, that's evidence. That's evidence that I'm not good enough. Look at that. Or no one wants to support me because when I reach out for support, no one answers my call for help. Look at that evidence. Evidence does not validate your belief. It just shows that you have a belief that is driving your bus, because our inner reality creates our outer reality. So many people will take that evidence proof. Yep, see, I wasn't good enough. No one wants to say yes to my program. Nope. It doesn't validate the belief. It just shows you that the belief is there. And
Thank
that's
you for that. And the
normal
passion.
human behavior.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's normal human
It is.
behavior to say, like, look at that. That's proof I'm not good enough. Nope. So catch yourself with that and say, nope, that is not proof.
It's not proof. And it's putting it within a context. There could be that, well, I posted something on Facebook and nobody responded. So see,
Yeah.
it's like, oh my gosh, the reach there is maybe like 10 people saw it.
Me too.
I mean,
Yes.
when you have this belief, when you have this passion, when you have this mission, you are on a mountaintop,
Mhm.
reaching, connecting as many people in as many ways, thinking outside the box,
Yeah.
that you can reach people. It doesn't happen in just one way.
Yeah. Another favorite question I have of mine is, like, if you really just thought about it, how many people really know about what you do? Because we do think, oh, I put it on Instagram. Well, did 10 people pay attention or listen to the whole entire post, or did they read the first word? Like, if you really think about how many people know about me this week, not a lot. Oh, I got to go talk to more people, versus I did all the right things and I'm still getting blocks.
Oh my gosh. Can you please, I mean, before we go into what you have going on, is there anything else that you feel like you want to share that's on your mind now where
Yeah. So if you have this inner knowing, gosh, I really want to do this. You might be daydreaming, right? I wish it could be differently. I just want to do this thing. That is your soul talking to you. That is what my teacher, Dr. Claire Zammit, founder of Feminine Power and Evolving Wisdom, she teaches that as the entelechy, E-N-E, telechy. It's a Greek word, which is the seed of your potential. Just like a caterpillar has always known it wants to be a butterfly, and an acorn was always destined to be an oak tree. It's your entelechy talking. That is why we do heart wisdom, because it's the connection to your soul. When you're operating from your truest potential, it is always meant to be yours. So if you have a little ping, a little urge, a little nudge, a little calling, I really want you to believe that that is meant for you. Not, who do I think I am that I can go start up my own business and offer my services? And who do I think I am that someone would pay me for all my skills? Nope. How do I find an opportunity? How do I get really creative? How do I find this to bring this forward? Because that little ping is your soul talking to you. I had a dream. I mean, I've had a lot of dreams, and they're beautiful when they come into full manifestation, which is into the physical form. But very earlier this year or late last year, I just had a dream of having an intimate group of women supporting each other in business. And I now have 6 people in my business academy, and I haven't marketed it yet. And it's like my dream has come true, and I'm seeing the most fabulous women inside my mentorship program. And it was just a dream. So when you have just a dream, pay attention, because that is your soul talking to you.
oh my gosh, thank you for saying that. It's when we listen, when we truly listen, this is the whole thing of why I call myself also a creativity doula. It's birthing. It's birthing these ideas when we are actually listening, when we are connecting, when we are getting these glimpses like in your dream. This is like you said, your soul is talking and it's communicating with you and it's giving you these visions. You can either say, that was just a dream.
Yep.
Now I'm awake. Or, oh my gosh, how can we bring that to life?
Yeah.
In whatever way that looks like. How can we bring that to life? And then it gets exciting. And then I love how you said the hot, what'd you say? The hot top, what you're basically working on, how you categorize. what's hot, what's simmering, and what's
Yep.
back burner.
Yeah, coming in hot. What's coming in hot?
What's coming in hot. I love that. I mean, it's so easy for the brain to understand
Yeah.
that. What's coming in hot, but then
What's simmering.
understanding that you can't be doing 20 things at once.
Yep.
So if this dream is coming through and you're like, oh my gosh, this is coming in hot,
Yeah.
I can kind of work. It's not going to take a ton of energy. I can kind of work this in with what I'm doing. There are those things where it's like your soul is talking to you and you need to be listening and actually pay attention.
Yeah, and create space for that to get louder and louder. And I'm going to leverage Hollis's probably favorite word, my favorite word too, about being creative. So again, if we are in our mind, we're really limited. So if we're looking through a camera lens, this is a very small aperture. And what creates a really big aperture is creativity, is curiosity, is wonder, is, you might say, okay, I have this really yearning to do something. And you might think it looks like, so this is expectation. You might think it looks like someone calling you up and saying, hey, would you like to write a book? I know how to connect you with a book publisher. Or you can step back and create a really big aperture and get really creative and say, what could that look like? Maybe I join multi-author publishing first, and then I go out on my own and just get really creative in the experience, but limited, endless possibilities.
It's endless possibilities. Ah, okay. So tell people what you're offering and how they can connect, please.
Yes, thank you for the space. So, summertime is a beautiful time because we're likely a little bit slower in the business. So, I'm going to invite you if you want to work on and develop mindset mastery. So, come fall, you are hitting the ground running. I have an opportunity for you. So, starting next Wednesday, June 29th, I am launching. So, sign up is about 5 more days. I am launching my 9-week mindset mastery program, which is the most phenomenal program that I have ever delivered and created. I mean, I have a couple other ones. I love everything I do. You can see that. But what we do is week 1, we develop our heart aligned vision, right? And really listening from our IntelliKey. And then we work on every block and barrier that is stopping you from your next level of success. So we work on fears, we work on limiting beliefs, we work on your wounded masculine and feminine energy that I'm not good enough or I'm not supported. We work on your relationship with money, and we work on your relationship with your higher power, whatever your version of your higher power is. Mine, it's the universe. For some people, it's God, because I do strongly believe your higher power is your best business partner, and it's an untapped resource. I also believe that money is an angel investor in your business, and it's an untapped resource because those are really highly charged topics, right? We have a lot of beliefs or stories that we've created around that. And then at the end, we develop daily success habits so that you continue to orientate. So if you want to do the inner work underneath the iceberg with me for 9 weeks this summer, and really who you become by September 1st is your next level of success. And what we do is we end up collapsing timelines. So you don't have to wait 12 months to become who you've been wanting to be. You become it in 9 weeks. It's the difference between I want to go to New York and I am going to hop on the Autobahn and I am not stopping because I have a 500-gallon tank of fuel and no kids in the car that have to go to the bathroom, and I have food and I am on it and I am going to reach New York in a very short period of time. Or the difference of I'm going to go in a car with 5 kids that need to go to the bathroom every 30 minutes, or one is hungry and I'm taking the side roads all the way to New York. That's the difference. So who do you want to be this summer? Who do you want to be by September 1st? Do you want to be the person that gets to your next level of success in 9 weeks? Or do you want to take the side roads to New York with kids that have to go to the bathroom all the time?
I love that visual. And that being a parent, I just immediately started laughing.
Yeah.
Because it's still before we leave. Do you have to go to the bathroom? I mean, they're young adults.
Yep. Yeah. And we went to Florida for spring break, and my kids are well trained, but 30 minutes into my car, I live in Milwaukee. We didn't even get to Chicago or Illinois. My husband, 30 minutes, I have to go to the bathroom. And I looked at him like I expected this from the kids. So, but if anyone is interested, reach out to me. I am thebutterflyguide.com, Kelly at thebutterflyguide.com, on all social medias at The Butterfly Guide. I would love to have a conversation with you to see if this is a good fit for you. We start next Wednesday, so you only have a couple days to reach out and to make a decision. I am a no pressure salesperson. I don't talk people into working with me. I believe in soulmate clients. So if our souls are a match, our souls will say yes.
Wonderful. So I will put all the information in
Thank you.
this in here. And Kelly, thank you for all that you put out into this world,
you.
and thank you for being here to lift me up this morning. Your energy is powerful.
Thank you.
So everybody, you need to meet with Kelly. You want to be in her energy. You can feel it. And if you're a soulmate, just reach out to her and boom.
Yes.
There we go.
Thank you, Alice.
Yep. Thank you, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and talk to you soon. Bye.